Who does this? Hardly any salesperson does this. They just go in and they're afraid to ask for the sale and they throw some features and benefits out there like breadcrumbs. Come on, man, that's not selling. Hi, this is Jason Kanigan, President of Sales on Fire. We're going to talk about follow-up messages right now, and where is the problem with follow-up messages? Well, depends on how you use them, I guess. The main issue with follow-up messages is that people use them in a chase fashion. They're chasing the prospect. So they have a meeting. Thanks for the beep, tablet. They have a meeting and they think that everything went well, and the prospect said, good, just leave it with me for a few days and I'll come back with a decision. And that sounds fine, except that the prospect never comes back, and then the salesperson, that's you, begins sending this flurry of increasingly frantic messages, voicemails, emails, and the like. Hi John, have you had a chance to go through that? Hi John, have you made your decision yet? Hi John, is there anything I can add to it or anything like that? And now you're actually in a position where you're going to begin to throw free stuff at that prospect in the hopes that they'll even respond to you. Does that sound like a power to you? Does that sound like you're in a powerful situation? Clearly there's a problem here. So follow-up messages, particularly when you have to send them repeatedly, start to indicate a breakdown of your sales process. That's what's going on there. And a lot of people don't even have a consistent sales process, so there's nothing to really break down. They're trying to do it differently every time. You can't ad-lib this stuff. You have to have a consistent process with clear steps laid out to get you from A to B. So we don't want to be sending these "are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet?" emails. We sound like little kids in the back of the car, and it sounds ridiculous. So we need to stop doing that. So sending a follow-up message doesn't really tell you very much, does it? It just tells you that prospect is hiding, which, as we know, means you probably gave them free consulting and now they know what they need to know and they don't need you anymore, and they're off hunting for the lowest price. We've made a mistake there. We also don't want to be niced out the door. We don't want to leave things to chance. And so a lot of this comes to the ground rules that you set up front. If you're going to sit down with a prospect, you don't just sit down without a plan. You have one and you say, look, Miss Prospect, I really appreciate the chance to sit down with you today. As I understand it, we have half an hour. Is that right? Confirm your times, or else you'll eat it up in small talk and then it'll be over and they'll get up and leave and you'll be like, what happened? I thought we had time to talk this over. It happened. So confirm. I believe we have, half an hour here to talk this over? Okay, I'm going to ask you some questions about your business. I hope you'll be able to, answer these questions honestly. The more honest you are, the better the help I can give you, just like a doctor. Okay? And I'm sure you'll have some questions for me, and I'm going to reciprocate the same way. I'm going to give you as honest answers as I can. At the end of that time, we should have a pretty good idea of whether we can help each other or not. If you don't believe I can help you, please tell me. Okay? If I don't believe I can help you, I'll tell you. Nobody's going to get mad at each other. We'll both have learned something. And so, is there anything you want to add to that agenda? Who does this? Hardly any salesperson does this. They just go in and they're afraid to ask for the sale and they throw some features and benefits out there like breadcrumbs. Come on, man, that's not selling. Set the agenda and expectations, and then you won't have to deal with this follow-up thing, okay? So here's a message that you could leave if you really didn't hear back from them and you wanted to. I appreciate you meeting me on the 25th about this topic. I forgot to mention something at the end of that conversation. I'm hoping you can help me out. So here you are adding back into that agenda and expectations something that you should have added, So I know that there's been plenty of time to look over what we talked about, and I guess at this point you'd have three possible outcomes. One, you've reviewed everything and it's just not a fit for you right now. Two, you've looked everything over but you have more questions that need answering before moving ahead. Or three, you love everything that you've learned and you're ready to move ahead with it. And you just needed this quick reminder. So I'll make this super easy. If your answer is one, just hit reply and type 1 and hit enter, and then I'll know not to bother you again. I'll know you won't be interested anymore. 2, if you want to talk further, reply with that number 2 and we'll book a time to talk further. And 3, if you want to get started, call me at this number so that we can get things going ASAP, or reply with 3 and I'll know to call you. Thanks again. So this message does not chase, and it gets things back on track. That's what's key here. And the thing that we're trying to stop here is the think it overs. A yes we can handle, a no we can handle. I can be told a no and hear it and not burst out crying. I'm sure you can too, you know. We can handle this. It's not rejection, it's just not a fit right now. 6 months later, you could come back, do exactly the same thing with this prospect, and they're over eager to work with you. Yes, absolutely. Where can I sign up, right? A lot of it's just timing. When you encounter these prospects, what level of decision making they're at. So you just don't want the sales torture. And that's what think it overs will give you. So this has been a quick discussion about what to do about follow-up. Follow-up messages are rarely good. They're a sign that your sales process is broken down if you had one in the first place. Don't chase prospects. Put options in front of them so that they have to respond to you and tell you yes or no. No think it overs, all right? A sales process step should be either advancing the sale or it should be stopping the sale. Those should be the two options. And stopping the sale process is perfectly fine. You need to understand this if you're going to become a professional. This is Jason Kanigan from Sales on Fire. Thanks for watching.